Good morning, everyone.
Want to sit right in the middle?
Still remembering how we do that at school. I'd like to welcome you here this morning. The Seward County Conservation District and the Seward County Planning and Zoning went together to bring this program to us this morning. And so I am now going to introduce to you a Bubbleman. Let's give him a hand.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ron Tibbetts, and I call myself a Bubbleman because I'm just another one. Because I think out there, if you look in any of the websites, you'll find there are about 25 the Bubblemen. Kind of hard to compete on that level. But I've been doing this program for almost 20 years now. And in that time, I've done over 17,500 programs for over 1.5 million people. So, all over the world, by the way. I was just in China and Shanghai doing 130 shows for 350,000 people. That was 2 years ago. So, I'm hoping you will get as much fun out of the program as all of those folks did. Because most of those folks were adults, which is amazing. But at any rate, what we're going to do is learn how to make bubbles. How many of you like to make bubbles? What about the big kids? Come on, guys, raise those hands. This is one of the best stress relievers there is. Now, in order for you to make good bubbles, at least according to me, I have read some of the other folks' information, like if you go to exploratorium.com, they have their own secret formula. Mine is also listed in there, but this is what I use to make bubble solution with. I try and make it as inexpensive as possible to save you parents a bundle of money. And the reason I do that is because, if I can reach in here, here it is. If you buy one of these things, it's usually around 50 cents over at the Dollar General store. Miracle Bubbles. If you buy this stuff here for $1.75, I'm sorry, this one here is about, I think you get 2 for $3 on this one. It was a special at the Family Dollar. This one here, you can make the equivalent of 40 of these bottles. So that means 50 cents times 40, that's $20. You spend $2 on this one, I've just saved you $18. Not only that, but the stuff that I have mixed 10 parts water to 1 part Dawn will make the largest bubble in the universe. There's nothing to hold you boys and girls back, okay? You can do anything your imagination can dream up. I know because in Ulysses 7 years ago, I created the world's largest bubble. It almost filled their entire arena. Maybe you've been to the Grand County Fair. I used to do that for about 11 years. And one weekend we just decided to take everything out, build a monster circle, put pulleys on the roof, and pull a bubble that was 38,500 cubic feet, about 2 of these library buildings. So we probably could have put 10,000 people in that building. Of course, it would have been a little stuffy. But at any rate, let's get to making bubbles. Now that we got the math and chemistry out of the way, in these containers here, I've mixed up a bunch of really good bubble solution. So, let me take the lids off, and we'll let you watch as I fill my tray with bubble solution. There we go. Now watch carefully. What color is it? Very good. So which Dawn do you think I use? The one that smells like apples or the one that smells like who knows what? The blue stuff. It's called Original Formula. I've been using that since, Since I started doing the program. Now that's just 5 gallons. I think we got another 4 in here. By the way, for you parents out there, you do not have to go down and order a special tray. This thing cost me almost $500. It is a sign face from the old Derby signs. I don't know if anyone remembers that far back, but there used to be an oil company called Derby. And they used to have these big circle-shaped signs with Derby written across the front. They just happened to have that mold left over, and I had them pop more sign faces. What you can do instead, just go to one of your local stores and pick up one of these Wally World pools. Or you can buy these just about anywhere. They're Intex and they cost around $7, $8. This is a 2-tube 48-inch. Or you can get the 30-inch with a single tube. Okay? These are all really inexpensive. Remember, this activity can keep the kids busy all summer long. And you spend less than $25 for everything. What a bargain, eh? And of course, as we know, kids are always spilling these things.
It's true.
So if you just mix a bunch of this and put it in the 1-gallon milk containers cleaned out, you can just keep filling it up every time they spill it. You're all set for the summer again. This stuff will usually last about a month or 6 weeks, depending. If you keep it cool and out of the sunshine, it won't go too sour on you very quickly. But do remember, this stuff is very strong, 10 parts water, 10 fingers, 10 tootsies, 10 waters to every one single Dawn you use. That's your mixing ratio. There we go. Whoops. I get a little sloppy once in a while. That's why I put a big tarp down. There we go. Does anyone see it leaking anywhere? No. Good, we're all set. Let's get bubble friendly. How do you suppose you get bubble friendly? Well, that's one way to be bubble friendly, but I don't think the bubbles really give, that much of a deal about it. So what I do is I usually just take my hands and dip my hands in the bubble solution. So now I'm nice and drippy wet, and I'm going to show you how to make your very first bubble maker. It's very easy. Take one hand, place it over the other, and open it up. I now have a bubble maker. See the film in there? Now, boys and girls, you have to make sure that your fingers keep touching. Because the moment they're not touching, the film breaks. It's got to have something to hold on to, all around it or all square around or whatever. It has to have something to hold on to. Let's go ahead and test it. Whoop. Wow, that's pretty good. Considering I have onion bread. My egg sandwiches have lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, pickles, and onions on them. Makes for a really good egg sandwich. And healthy almost. There we go. We got ourselves a pretty good sized bubble, but look at the bottom. What's happening? It looks like a tornado. Very good. The water's spinning around, being pulled down to the earth. What's pulling it down?
Gravity.
Gravity. Very good, boys and girls. Gravity is stealing the water from my bubble. So when I made the world's largest bubble, I had to make sure that I kept feeding that bubble fresh water, fresh bubble solution. So that's why I pulled the bubble up, because gravity kept refilling that bubble. Whoops. A little too much hot air, not enough action. I apologize for that. We'll set that over there. Let's try again. There we go. Got ourselves another one. Let's see if we can't stretch it. Almost looks like one of them big 2-liter soda bottles without the label. And the soda. Try this with your bottle. The hula. So you got a hula bubble. How about that stuff that we usually eat after a full meal? Jello. Very good. Because it wiggles and jiggles, right? Now, last but not least, sometimes you can do